morning everyone and welcome to Melanoma March Virtual. My name is Matthew Browne and I'm the CEO of Melanoma Institute Australia. And whilst I prefer to be here with you physically at a normal march, I'm honoured to be able to introduce the very first historic virtual Melanoma March. Unfortunately, with the events of the last few weeks and those that are evolving in our lives at the moment on a daily basis, having a physical Melanoma March wasn't possible. But our hearts and best wishes go out to all of those that are impacted by the virus at this point, whether it be the virus itself or those that unfortunately may have lost their jobs at this time. Our hearts and minds and best wishes go out to all of you. And as we all struggle to get through this, we know we will. We know we will recover. And as a broader community, we'll be able to come out the other side in a better way. Melanoma March. March is a very important month for our community. Melanoma March, we had 24 marches listed for this month. We managed to get through 5 in the first couple of weeks of March, but then unfortunately, as you know, we took the step to cancel the balance of the marches, which were 19 of those marches, and that included each of those in our capital cities. But thank you to all of the wonderful volunteer committees that set the marches up. 24 volunteer committees. They all spend many hours on the phone organising the events, and to have those cancelled at the last minute was heartbreaking. But the support that we got for the decision and the support that we hope to continue in melanoma marches in the future was very heartwarming, and we thank you all for the efforts that you made. Marches like this don't occur without our supporters, and I'm pleased to say that our principal supporter, our principal partner, Ron at Ricky, thank you very much for your support and your understanding of why we had to cancel the marches. You've been terrific support over the last few years, and long may that continue. So thanks, Ricky. And thanks, Ron, for your efforts there. Also, our other supporters, Melanoma Patients Australia, our new partnership we formed last year. Victoria Beadle from Melanoma Patients Australia has been actively getting support from her team, from her patients. So thank you, Victoria. The Australian Melanoma Research Foundation, Ego Pharmaceuticals for SunSense, and Skin Health Institute in Melbourne. Thank you very much for your support. We greatly appreciate it. And then there are the local and business support that for each of our events, we have a lot of local providers who supply all sorts of things to make the marches a fun and nice morning. And they too were required to shut up shop and not have the events. So thank you for all that support that you've provided, and again, hopefully into the future as well. Now, Melanoma March Virtual, we're trying to make it like a normal Melanoma March. We'll certainly emulate it as best we can. There are 3 important elements to Melanoma March. Firstly, fundraising, raising awareness, but also that the physical coming together of the community is such an important element of the marches. It provides an opportunity for our community to get together and be supported by those that are impacted in the same way. Now, obviously, we can't do that at the moment, and so the virtual Melanoma March is just trying to emulate that aspect, that pillar of the marches. So hopefully, over the course of the next half an hour to an hour or so, you do feel part of that spirit that we would normally get at a march. What we thought we'd do is try and set it up like similar in the sense of timing as well. So shortly, I'm going to introduce you to our wonderful co-medical directors, Professors Georgina Long and Professor Richard Scolyer. They're amazing. They steer the 3 missions of our organisation, which is the care, the research, and the education of melanoma. They're world experts in their fields, and we're delighted to have them as our medical directors. And they're going to be speaking to you shortly, as they would normally at a march. And then after Georgina and Richard, we've got Jen Benfield. Jennifer is of inspiration. Her story her personal journey, the journey that she's taken with her family has been inspirational to many. Jen and her family are one of the families that are part of the headline of Melanoma March this year, and Jen's story is up shortly. After that, I'll come back and then we will work out and I'll explain what I think we can do for the virtual Melanoma March. So enjoy, have a good time, and I'm now proud to introduce Georgina Long and Richard Scolyer, the co-medical directors of Melanoma Institute Australia. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Georgina Long.
And I'm Richard Scolyer.
And together we're the co-medical directors of Melanoma Institute Australia.
At Melanoma Institute Australia, for the safety of our staff and patients, we've had to reorganise ourselves to help manage this coronavirus crisis. Today's virtual Melanoma March is a great opportunity for us to come together in this period of social isolation to support one another and remember loved ones.
Right now, this crisis requires us to work collectively around the world. At Melanoma Institute Australia, we are using the years of research on the immune system and cancer that we have performed to help tackle the coronavirus. It demonstrates how vitally important medical research is. We'd like to thank you for joining us on this virtual Melanoma March, and please stay safe and stay well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the first virtual Melanoma March. I'm Jen Benfield and I'm really proud to be here today to open the march. Nothing was going to stop us coming together and supporting this incredibly important cause. When I was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma, I couldn't believe it was happening to me. But it shows that healthy, olive-skinned people can and do get it just as much as fair-skinned people. Anybody can. That's why ongoing research and support is vital to save lives. Melanoma March is so important to me and my family because it's a way for us all to do something positive and help the ongoing research effort. Thank you to everyone who has donated and is getting involved in today's Melanoma March. It means everything to people like me and my family, and I can't wait to see all your photos and videos of how our community has come together online to support this important cause. Stay well everyone and enjoy the day.
Thank you, Georgina. Thank you, Richard. And a special thank you to Jennifer Benfield for sharing your story. It's an inspirational one. I've heard it a few times and I still feel heartwarmed and I feel empowered to get out there and do what I can to help beat this killer disease. We know that when people share their stories, whether it be a patient or their carers, their family, it really is empowering for the rest of the community, and it raises awareness and lets everyone know that this is a very serious disease. Now, we're about to start our virtual Melanoma March. At this point, at a normal march, we'd be gathering around the arch and getting ready to start a 4 to 5 kilometre walk. Obviously, we can't do that at this time. So what we'd ask you to do is maybe do a short walk around the block, or some other activity. It might be just a walk around your yard. It might even be as simple as a cup of tea or a cup of coffee just while you're remembering those that have been lost. What we'd then like you to do is take a photo of that activity and post it to our virtual wall. If you use hashtag Melanoma March, then all of those photos will be aggregated onto melanomamarch.org.au, and you'll be able to go there and see what everyone else in the community is doing at this time. And in fact, there are already some videos from our partners and our supporters and our research and collaborators. They've provided a short video on why they are taking steps to beat this killer disease. So enjoy those as well. At this time, just before we start at all of our marches, we ask for a minute silence. What we'd like to do for the virtual Melanoma March is just a brief pause, if you don't mind, to remember those that we've lost and those that are going through this disease particularly hard at this time. Thank you. What I'm about to do is I'm going to go and plant a mulberry tree. We've been wanting to do that for some time. So my wife Felicity and my 2 children, Remy and Zoe, we're going to plant the tree and take a photo of that. And then every time we have one of those mulberries in months and years to come, we'll remember that that's what we did as part of our dedication and as part of our activity on the virtual Melanoma March. Thanks again to our principal partner Ricky and all of our other partners and collaborators and all of our event organisers, our volunteer event organisers, for the work that you do and the support you provided. Now let's go out. There's a countdown of 10 seconds. Let's go out, and after 10 seconds we'll officially launch our virtual Melanoma March. Thank you for listening and enjoy.